Friends, to another episode of the JT Zone. We're out here in our 10th year of fantasy, 1 month in, a lot of stuff happening right here, and what better way to celebrate it than with another episode of the JT Zone? What can you look forward to this episode? Well, one, we got a special interview with one of our fantasy GMs, okay? We have that. We're going to do a quick rundown of what we thought were the surprises of this year so far, perhaps where the disappointments. We're going to take one final look at the rookie draft and introduce a new exciting segment to the JT Zone. And who else better to have on the JT Zone than my good friend over here, Adavan?
Yep, what's going on, guys?
Adavan, welcome to the show. It's not only you that we have today. Like I said, we have a special guest today, and it's none other than the Wacko Gosling CPV,
Yep.
Kalen over here. Kalen, how you doing?
Hey, it's going great over here. Just relaxing, enjoying another fine fantasy season.
Kalen, I wanted to ask you, you were one of the top fantasy teams last year. So, want to give us a quick recap of what happened last year with your team?
Yes, last year was a tough year. I was doing great throughout the year, up there in the top three for sure for I think most of the season, definitely near the end. Then towards the end, my boy Kevin Durant, he got injured. Definitely my best player on my team, my all-around player. Lost a lot of points, of course, due to that. So that didn't really work out too well for me, along with, some rests that were happening for like players like Klay Thompson and such towards the playoffs. Didn't really work out. Ended up getting walloped. I lost my one of my favorite players, Sabonis. Trying to make up some of the numbers where I was low in. Clearly didn't work out. I got demolished, but it is what it is. That's why we keep playing. There's another season, and hopefully this season is a little better.
I hear you, Kalen, but I don't know if this season's getting any better for you so far. I already beat you 7-1-1, so you better make a big comeback for the rest of the season right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, it is tough, Kalen, and I think the big question mark is, when we look at your team, is, who's Mitchell Robinson, Kalen?
Honestly, who is this guy?
Mitchell Robinson. All right, Mitchell Robinson. Now that's a bit of a story. So coming into the rookie draft that we had, I had no idea about most of the draft picks. I knew about some of the top guys, but lower down, I didn't really know, unfortunately. Missed out on Knox, who I really should have picked up there. But, I read up on some articles. A lot of them were raving about this kid, Mitchell Robinson, who decided he didn't want to play college ball after already choosing a team and everything. He had a team. He's like, nah, I don't want to play for you guys. Decided he would just go out and practice on his own. Apparently, he spent the whole college basketball year just working out and trying to get better at the game by himself or not, but that's what he did. Decided to pick him up in my rookie draft, not knowing I didn't even know he was a second round pick. But it's kind of a little bit of a theme with my team at this rate, second round picks. But yeah, he is starting for the Knicks, not doing very much with those starting minutes, but young player, lots of upside, I think. Very athletic, really good timing on his blocks. Should be able to finish down low. I think, he'll just take some getting used to with the NBA speed and all that and the size of the NBA players compared to what he's used to. But yeah, hopefully he'll do better. Plan on keeping him long term, of course. If he has maybe about halfway through the season, we'll see, but I'll hold on to him until something happens.
All right, thanks for that, Kalen. So, how do you think your matchup against Paul this week fares? I think as of right now, you have a 6-3 lead.
Current matchup. Yes. So, Paul's team, Wakanda. Solid. He had a pretty solid draft there, the expansion draft. Did a really good job, I thought. Only questionable move was, of course, trading for his boy Mo Bamba, who really hasn't had a good start, but I do think he has the physical tools to become a good player. We'll see how good, but I think he's an NBA player for sure. But in terms of the matchup, I think I should have this pretty handily. Short of course, any injuries or anything. But right now, it's looking pretty good.
Man, this guy's confident. You're gonna slap Paul, and it's like 3 days left in the matchup still. But honestly, I'll beat Paul too. So keep it going. Yo, but honest question. Looking at your team, I want to trade for Kyle Kuzma. What are you willing to give up for him?
Bullshit trade.
You never know. It could be something sick for me.
Kyle Kuzma, Kuz Control, my man. Last year's steal, probably the highlight of my fantasy career. Honestly, Kyle Kuzma. I don't know. He's having a great season right now. Started off kind of slow. There's no way he's ever getting traded though. There's no way he's getting traded. Especially if he's playing like this. As long as he continues playing well, doesn't have to be an all-star, but as long as he's a solid player, I'm just so proud because I picked him up last pick in the whole reset draft we had last year. I did watch a lot more preseason that year, so I had an idea who he was. He killed the summer league. He did well in preseason, and I was like, this is a kid I want on my team. Steal for the Lakers, honestly, at the second round. But yeah, he's great. No way he's getting traded. So no, you can't have him.
No, that's great. Good to know that Adovan won't be ripping off any other players in our league.
I've never done it.
DeMarcus Cousins trade. Okay. Anyways, so last question, Kalen, before we let you go. We're only a month in, but I think there's lots of predictions that can be made. Who do you think is the strongest team in the league at this point?
Strongest team? That's a tough one. Strongest team. Looking at it, Ben has a pretty solid team. Tabula Rasa. Very solid, actually. Lots of depth on his team. A lot of solid players, a lot of well-named players. It's still early in the season, and you never know. Some of those players that were good previously, they can slump, have a bad season. Some of the players that were, no one heard of, can have a great season and become a name. So it's still really early. So it's hard to tell who's going to be a great team, so to speak. But yeah, I think Tabula Rasa is up there. Last year's champions, Deadman. Their team is pretty solid, but they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. A lot of injuries. So, hopefully that gets better for them. Because I want to beat all the teams at their best. That's just who I am. I got to beat them at their best. Why would I want to beat them when they're weak? And it doesn't feel good, right? But yeah, so. Yeah, there's those two I'd say are pretty strong looking right now, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I could be up there too. You never know.
Awesome. Thanks for that analysis, Kalen. We appreciate it. Hope to have you again soon. Thanks once again for joining out of it, and I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for coming, Mo.
All right. Glad to join you. It was great. It's good talking to y'all. Hopefully this year's fantasy goes well for everyone, especially me, trying to get that number one spot, but yeah, it was good talking to you. See you guys.
Welcome back from a commercial break. Thanks again, Kalen, for being on the show. So I think the second half of the JT Zone today, 1 month in, I think we could do quite a bit of analysis on what's happened so far. So let's talk about 3 topics here. First one is, what has been the biggest surprise? Which team has been doing the best so far this year? So who do you think, Evan?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think it's a team that just beat me recently, 7-2. Automatic transmission, John Wang's team. It is stacked.
I know there's some back and forth on our Facebook chat. Some beef there. John is flexing on his team.
Marvin Williams is apparently the beast and stuff. So,
well, he did win the matchup. What was the score? 7-2, you said?
7-2. Yeah.
That's a big defeat. And right now, I think John Wang is he has a great team. I mean, overall, when he came off the draft last year, I thought he had some strong players. He had threes on lockdown. He had rebounds on lockdown. Free throw was a big question mark because he had Drummond and Jordan at the time. But now what the
Yeah.
hell? Jordan is shooting freaking like 82% from the line. It's unbelievable. Like,
Better than Tobias Harris at this
yeah,
point.
exactly. He knows how to shoot free throw. If anything, he's bringing up like John Wang's team.
Yeah, that's a surprise right there.
So I think, you know, it is surprise, but maybe it's because we didn't see this performance last year, and only now is his team really blossoming. He has all these
Didn't
stats on
expect that.
all these stats on lockdown. He has Curry 50-point game. He has
Yeah.
Rose 50-point game. That's
Jeez.
freaking unbelievable right here. I don't know. It looks great. I mean, I
Well,
think
Honestly, that was great for surprise of the year. That's big time, but the disappointment of the year so far in
Right.
terms of teams
yeah.
in this early season, what do you think it is?
You know, I think it's clear. I mean, he's slapping him right now. John Wang is destroying Brian, our former champion. I mean,
Mhm.
it's almost sad to see. Like,
It's true.
I don't know. Well, at the same time, I think Brian's had like a rough start with some of his plays. Kyrie, you know, he didn't really come back in full form. His first few games, you know, weren't really the best. I
That's
think
true. That's
he's
true.
had some stronger recent games, but you know, I think it was just like a bad start for Brian.
Maybe it's because LeBron James went to the Lakers. That's what's causing Brian's team to go down under. You never know.
It's tough, but I think he'll bounce back. He is our former champion. He's the champion
That's true.
for a reason, but his team did go quite the rebuild. I think he drafted quite a number of new players off of the draft. He dropped a few guys. You know, he got rid of Scary Terry from
Yeah.
you know, your nightmare from last year.
Oh man, he didn't come through at all for me in the finals. But yeah,
But no, it's been a tough role for Brian, but I think he'll bounce back. I think that's the main.
yeah,
main key.
definitely. It's a long season.
For sure. We're only a month in. So, you know, we have that. So I think it's, you know, pretty established. I think we're along the same lines. You know, John Wang had a
Mhm.
really strong start. Great surprise there. Brian maybe can do a bit better. The third point I wanted to bring up is, you know, the rookie draft. You know, perhaps that the biggest highlight of our off season. We had the whole draft here. We had special guests, you know, Ben, you know, drawing out the
Yeah.
names and everything. He was in the suit, all decked up. But we had the draft, you know, first pick went to Dale. And now we look back at it, we had all 12 teams participate. Who do you think came out on top of the draft as we look at the rookies this year?
Well, there were a couple guys that like had flashes. Like Trae Young had a 35 and 11 game, and you know, Doncic. Your Doncic
my boy.
It's been playing great, but I would have to say consistently DeAndre Ayton. He's playing great, out of his mind. Doubles, blocking some shots here and there. I would expect a little more blocks out of him per game, but honestly, he's having a strong rookie season.
He looks NBA ready. He reminds me of, you know, back when Towns was playing. Like, he was a guy I'm like, yo, this guy's like NBA ready. He already knows how to play and everything. Towns doesn't look that good these days. But
Trust me.
Ayton looks really good. You know, I agree. And when you look at the player rater, you know, the ESPN player rater, they have Ayton, I think, in the top 50 essentially. So I think, and he's the top rookie that appears there. I think there's been lots of other good ones. You know, my guy, Doncic is looking great, you know, I'd say. He's going to be a superstar one day. He looks NBA ready, and that's my honest opinion as well.
Yeah, he got a 3-point shot too, and he's playing great.
Yeah, he's like a good playmaker and everything. So we have him going. I think Trae Young, maybe if we're ranked like the third guy, I don't know, what do you think?
I think Trae Young would be the third guy right there.
Now that's another pick by John Wang, actually, so I know him.
Oh, man.
So
John Wang's team's just on fire.
So, you know, that's someone else who's bringing his team up. I think that's a great pick. When you look at the rookies, you know, and we kind of asked Kalen earlier, we had some question mark picks throughout the draft. So
it's true.
So we had Kevin Knox went last place, and that's what June in before.
But that early injury really hurt there, because Kevin Knox, I thought was going to be like a starter on that team.
Yeah, exactly.
He looked great in the summer league.
Yeah, we had some interesting picks, and, you know, to go back to Kale, you know, he did get Mitchell Robinson.
Starting right now.
That was like, you know, the 10th pick of our rookie draft, and I think the official NBA draft he was picked 40 something. So, I don't know what's happening there. We'll have to ask Keelan another time when we see him again. But
he's looking for a new, like, Donovan Mitchell kind of player, a player that you don't expect to explode, but explodes.
There are some other question mark picks there, but I think otherwise, you know, the rookie draft. And, you know, I was talking to Ben earlier today. Ben was kind of said, you know, a really good statement. He said, you know, the rookies haven't impressed that much this year. I think when we look at the last year's rookie class, they really stood out. We had some
Tatum, Simmons, Ball, everybody.
We had some key guys who are, you know, really exploding out there. So this draft, maybe we need to see a bit more development. I think it's clear that Ayton and Doncic are kind of in their own tier.
Yeah.
And from that, maybe we'll see in the next few months, you know, where these rookies will kind of go, right?
Yeah, it's still early. Tons of games left, so we'll see what happens.
Perfect. All right, so with that, those are the three main points I'm kind of wanting to cover throughout the season so far. We have one last segment. We'll take a brief commercial break before, but I think it's an exciting segment that you guys will enjoy that we hope to carry forward. So we'll see you guys back in a bit. Welcome back, guys. So like I said, the 10th year of fantasy, we got to do some special things for the JT Zone. So we're here to introduce our next segment, and we're hoping to have this, recurring throughout the season. It's called Why You Have Him.
It's a great segment, guys.
And so what we've done here is, Edwin and I, we've taken a look at some of the teams in the league and, really asked, why are certain players still on the team and why aren't they on waivers instead? Because that's where they truly belong, these players. And so we've narrowed it down. We have 3 players that we've chosen, but first of all, I think there's some honorable mentions that we have to say first. So.
First off, I want to throw out some names, guys. That honorable mentions. They're not the worst 3 in the league, but if you guys have these players, you guys should really think twice.
We won't name teams.
Yeah, we won't name teams. We'll name players. Carmelo Anthony should not be on a roster anymore. Jimmy Butler's going to come by too. His stats can't get any worse than this. Get him off your team if you have him. Second, Marvin Williams. Marvin Williams should not be on any roster in this league. Marcus Smart is like one of the worst Celtics to have in this league.
Tough to own, man.
And definitely should not be on any teams. And I'm just going to leave it off there. There are tons of other guys that you can mention.
Mitchell Robinson.
I don't want to mention him again, but definitely should not be on any teams. But here are your top 3.
Top 3. So, number 3 that we have is, who is it going to be? Trey Burke. Oh my God, yeah. This guy, and we'll name teams here because they need to know that they have to take action now. Because
it's true.
Brian has Trey Burke. Maybe he doesn't know that he has Trey Burke. Maybe that's why he didn't drop him yet. So
he's not a starter.
We gotta help him out here. The Knicks are a mess, dude.
Honestly,
we can't own Trey Burke. We could go on hours on this, but let's move on. It's very clear why he shouldn't be owned, and you can see the stats right there.
Just cut him right now.
Yeah. So
save yourself.
Number 2 we have in. It was a very easy bottom 2 because by far, if you go to the ESPN ranking today and you sort player rating throughout the entire league, these 2 players are the bottom out of all NBA players in the entire league. You can take the most random names. TJ Leaf has a better player ranking throughout the season than these guys. So
even injured players have better.
Yeah, even injured players. Even DeMarcus Cousins, technically, through the ESPN messed up player rankings, is doing better.
Yeah.
So, number 2 bottom is Harry Giles. So, I think that's the stats speak for themselves, guys. I mean, Kalen, you need to know that you gotta drop him. We
honestly, just cut him. Just get rid of him. There's no point of having him. He's putting up zeros in tons of categories. 10 minutes. What was it like? One and a half turnovers in 10 minutes and almost half an assist. Like the assist turnover ratio, not even there.
Oh, goodness. All right. And so number 1, I think it's in the elephant in the room. I didn't really want to roast him too much on this cast because he's already last place, but I'm already crushing him this week as well. I might even 9-0 him. I don't know. But John Stein needs some help. There's very successful John Wang, this week, but John Stein's just not representing that name well, and
complete opposite.
It's very clear through Josh Jackson. Oh my God, these are some horrible stats. John, you need to drop him ASAP. You can keep Frank. Frank's doing okay. He's barely rosterable, but he's okay. Josh Jackson, you need to drop him.
You need to cut that guy loose for sure.
He's not there.
He's doing worse than DeMarcus Cousins, who hasn't played a game. Take that in.
Oh my God. So, with that, that's our segment. Why do you have him? Hopefully, the next time we do this cast, it'll be interesting to see if these 3 players are still
on rosters.
Still on rosters. If they're still doing it, maybe we're wrong. We don't know.
They might go up, but who knows?
I don't think we're wrong here, guys. It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
So
there's no hope for Josh Jackson.
So with that, we hope you enjoyed our 4th episode of the JT Zone. Coming back at you. We'll see you again sometime soon, guys. We'll have more interviews. More fantasy talk. Thanks for having us, Edwin. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Deuces.